Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe back, and I'm going to do my weekly update for May 7th, 2023. So, yes, I got my hair done, so it's a slightly different color, a little darker in kind of the reds, kind of copper-ish. So we'll see how this goes. I really like it so far, so this might be it for a little bit to try stuff out. I do like changing it up every once in a while. I've been blonde for quite a while, so I like this. Anyway, so this week, not much happened. My mom did come Friday night, but she left pretty early on Saturday because she wasn't feeling very well, which was sad. So that weekend didn't go quite the way I planned because I figured she would be here for more of it. But anyway, that just didn't happen because my dad was rock hunting. So he's coming back today. So, you know, hopefully he got a lot of rocks that he wanted and he had fun. Anyway, so beyond that, I just got back from grocery shopping because again, I got my hair done yesterday, so I didn't go until this morning with my brother. And yeah, anyway, so that's done. So I read quite a bit this week. For some reason, I was able to listen to audiobooks a little bit more. I'm getting the tube in my ear on Wednesday, so I still can't hear much out of this ear. So really, I was just listening out of this ear. But for some reason this week, I have completely disregarded whatever TBR I put out last week. I am totally off the rails. I am rereading series and books to get me farther into a series so that I can continue and finish. And again, that is one of my goals this year, is to finish a few of these series that have been lingering, that I started like when they first came out, and then either I lost track of them or the authors took a hiatus at some point and then I never came back to it. So I've kind of been reading a lot of rereads, so not much is new. And then I started a few books and then I started them one day and then I went back to rereading. So I'm really all over the place. So I did finish like 6 or 7 things, and they're not huge, but it was just, I've been in a reading mood, but it's very much a rereading mood, which is normally April and May are a very high rereading months for me. Usually April is when I have kind of my major reading slump of the year. The last couple of years I've been very lucky and it hasn't happened. But I also usually go off the rails around that time and I start rereading. I don't know if it's because the first part of the year I'm trying to hit all these goals and I'm reading a lot of different things and maybe not stuff all in my comfort zone. And then I get to about April and I go, okay, I'm done. I'm not sure. But this year, rereading started at the end of April and it is definitely continuing into May, which is my birthday month. My birthday is in a couple weeks. And so I think it's just... typical is that that's what I do, is I just suddenly go, okay, I'm rereading. So let's talk about the books that I finished, the ones I'm in the middle of, and what I think I'm going to read in the next week. So I did finish Beyond Control by Kit Rocha. This is book 2 in the Beyond series. You will be seeing quite a few of these. So we'll talk about the first one. This one first, I listened to the novels. I have a few of them on Audible that I must have got on a sale at some point when because I have the ebooks, the audiobooks, and then again I bought all the physical paperbacks last year, I think, from around my birthday time. So the audios are done by Lucy Malone and they're really well done. These are very much dystopian erotic romance novels. They are following a group, kind of a gang, who are in the sectors around this city called Eden, which has survived kind of an apocalyptic time. And so the people in Eden have this kind of fairy tale, they are very structured and very much think that they have the perfect paradise kind of thing. And the people in the sectors are just trying to ink out a living. And again, the sector 4 is the O'Kanes, and they run liquor and other things. And they have a fight club kind of thing. And then they have like their bar has dancers and stuff like that. Anyway, this is book 2. So we're following the leaders of the O'Kanes, Dallas and Lex, and this is their book. And it's really a good book, talking about power and other stuff within the sectors. And I think it's just, again, it's a fun, it's very sexy, like you have to be open to like every kind of thing. in these books. They're very, very sexy, and they're they're just really fun. And I like that part of it too, but mostly it's the found family. This is very much a found family situation where each book builds, where you get to know more and more people who are in the O'Kane gang and how they bring people in and how stuff happens. And so again, book 2 is a very essential book because it's showing the leaders of the gang, who are trying to rule this sector, and things that start changing, that start from things that started happening in book 1 to this one. So really enjoyed my reread of this. And I said, I kept going on that. I'll come back to that in a second. I did pick up book 3 in the Dante Valentine series by Lilith St. Croix. This is The Devil's Right Hand. So I reread the first 2 books. I had read them, what did I say, 10 years ago? Almost, yeah, a little over 10 years ago. And then the first book I had tried to reread before, but hadn't made it through. And then finally I finished that up, and then I finished the second book, my rereads. And then I picked up the third one because I want to continue the series. This did not go anywhere where I thought it would go. This is, again, the aftermath. I don't want to give too much away because it's from the aftermath of book 2. And again, a lot of things happened in book 1, and it just kind of progresses, but it's very interesting, the dynamic in here of the characters and what Dante has to deal with, because she is a necromancer, and so she is accredited, and so she is one of a limited number of people who are able to are as powerful as she is to bring back the dead, to like find out about wills and things that they didn't tell their loved ones before they died, kind of thing. And so that's her main job, but she's also done a lot of bounty hunting in the past, and she has a very traumatic past, and things that come up from that have come up in the books as well. I enjoyed this one. I think book 2 is still my favorite of the books so far, just because of everything that happened in that one. This one, there was a couple times where I'm like, whoa, what is going on? But this is book 3 in a 5-book series. So this had to be kind of pivoting and things turning and changing. And I am really kind of curious to see how book 4 goes. I couldn't pick it up right away because I got into a mood, which, as I mentioned, mood reading. So since these are new books to me, that I just didn't pick up the next book, but I will pick it up hopefully soon, because this ended. There's like not a twist at the end, but something that happens that had been bothering me for part of it, and then it just turned on its head there at the end, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm not sure on this series overall how I'm going to feel, but I definitely want to continue it out. So again, I have 2 more books left, so I'm hoping to get to both of them this month. At least going to get to the next one fairly soon. So anyway, I enjoyed this, just not as much as the first book. I think it was, but it had, I don't know, it was different. So I don't know where I'd rank them all together, but so far the second book is still my favorite of the series. I finished this first, I think. I don't know order. I should have written a list down of the order I read things in, because I read a lot of things. So I did finish The Devilish Lord Will by Jennifer Ashley. So this is book, oh no, what book is this? Book 10, I think. Book 10 in the Mackenzie and McBride series. But it's the book 3 in the little trilogy that does a step back and goes farther back into history. So this is around the Jacobite Rebellion. This is a couple years after that has happened, and we're following one of the Mackenzies who is kind of a spy for Scotland, and he is very daring and dangerous, and he and the main female interest, or the love interest, Josette, have a past together, and she had stepped away from him because he was just into this whole spying thing, and she had a young daughter from a previous relationship, so she had to take care of that. And this is 1746-8, kind of around that time period. I don't remember the exact year. This is not my favorite of the 3 that were, this is like the least favorite of the 3, because it has to do with the second chance romance. Never going to be one of my favorites. I mean, it has to be done in such a way that makes sense to me. Most second chance romances, I just don't believe in. Sorry. this also had, again, a lot of lying and pretending. And that just isn't my thing. Like, again, I have a lying trope issue with a lot of things. So this was just not my favorite. I still read it. It's still well written. The characters I really like, and I was interested to see how it went. But it will never be a favorite of the series. And I'm, but I get to continue now. So I think I have 2 novels and a novella left in that series to be caught up on the Mackenzie McBride series. So I have made progress in this one. Again, this was new to me as well, but it was one I started a couple weeks ago, and I finally just finished it. I had it on my Kindle that I bought it when it came out. So I got that done. So then I picked up another historical romance right after, but this was a reread. So this is An English Bride in Scotland by Lindsay Sands. So I read this 2 years ago, I think, and I found it enjoyable, but I did not continue the series, even though I bought all the books like soon after that. So I have the whole series now, well, except for the last book. There's still books being published in this series every year, but I have most of them except for the very last one. So these are Highland romance stories, and this one has to do with Annabelle, who was going to be a nun, but at the last second, her mother pulls her from the wherever the church or wherever she's been or has been staying, and she has to marry this Scottish laird because there was between his father and her father had been some pact that their children would marry, and her older sister, who has been destined to marry him marry Ross for many years, she ran off with the stable boy. So this was really funny if you like her Argonaut vampire series but want a historical romance. I think these are good. They're just funny. They're so over the top in some ways because she was such a klutz. Oh my god, she was getting hurt all over the place because some dastardly things started happening and someone keeps trying to kidnap her. And so we don't know why and stuff. It was really a fun ride, and I listened to this on audio. Oh, I can't remember the name, but I'm going to probably continue maybe these with audio as much as my library has them. My library has these, so sorry. My phone makes noises, sorry. My library has a few of these on audio, so I might do a few of these, a few more. I have at least the next one, book 2, but that again is not a reread. It's new to me, so again, right now I'm in a big rereading mood, so hopefully I'll get back to it, but I want to make sure I continue this the Highland Brides series this year as well. This is, which is funny, I put 2 of her series on here. I don't know why I did that. I shouldn't have done that. But I do want to make some progress in it. This isn't a series that I think I'll finish this year. This is more of I want to make progress on. So I've reread the first book and really enjoyed it. And I can't wait to continue to the newer books. As I said, I have that. And then, did I read anything else? I can't think. Okay, so then, so then I went straight into Beyond Pain by Kit Rocha. After that, this is another reread of the Beyond series. This is book number 3. There was a small novella called Beyond Denial, which was like a 15-page short story. I did read that as well. I just don't have any copies of it. I have it on ebook. So I did slip that in, and then I started reading or listening to this one as well by Lucy Malone. This is of the beginning books. This is my favorite of the series, just because of some of the things going on here. We're following Six and Bren, and she was from a different sector and had been kind of bartered away to Sector 4 in the first book, and so we've seen her in the background and trying to understand how the O'Kanes work. And Bren, again, is one of Dallas O'Kane's right-hand men. So, and they have their own issues and things that they're dealing from their past. Again, there's a lot of trauma in all these books of past events, and everybody working towards their happy ending kind of thing. So I really enjoyed this one, and I enjoyed listening to it on the reread. So again, I did really enjoy that. And then last night, because I finished that yesterday afternoon when I restarted my Animal Crossing island again. so that I could listen to the audiobook. And yeah, so I'll be doing that for the next week or so, probably playing Animal Crossing. We'll see. I did read the 3.5 novella, which is Beyond Temptation. So this one I read physically because I don't have the audiobook for this one. So this was following Emma, who is, again, someone who had some bad things happen to them in another sector and then had come over to the Canes at some point and has fully immersed herself with the gang. And she is a apprentice tattoo artist. And so Noah is this big hacker who is kind of like a ghost in the sectors, and they have a past together because he was her brother's best friend. And so they know each other from the past. So this is kind of them getting through what had happened in the past. And then now it's 4 years after they've seen each other and the differences and things have changed and stuff. So this was, I think this was a good little addition. Again, because it's novella, I wish there was a little bit more to it. I think there was things we could have expanded and made this into one of the novels, but I also understand why some of them can't have a full novel. There has to be some of them that are novellas. So that's still good. I'm glad I reread it. We're getting closer to where I've read before, because I had read 4 novels and then the 2 novellas and the 1 short story. So I still have a novel and a novella to read before I read on in the series that I haven't read before. So again, it's a reread, but I'm making progress. I think that's good. So then let's talk about those are all the books that I finished. So I did pretty good. It was as I said, it's high rereading right now. A lot of it audio, just I did a lot of stuff on the computer at work this week, so it was easy to listen to audiobooks. I did start another ebook, so I have one on the go, and that is Small Miracles by Olivia Atwater. So I'd had this for a little bit because I love Half a Soul by her, which is her Regency Fairy Tales series, which I still need to read the other 2 books in it. But this is her self-pub novel that I think just won the SPFBO, however those the initials, 8? Was it 8? Yeah, I think anyway, but the last one, the one that just happened. And so she was the winner. So I was like, oh, I have that. And then I saw she has a Kickstarter for this book for a really pretty gorgeous, expensive edition. But I was like, well, I want to read it first before I join the Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter, I think, is for a couple more weeks because it just launched. So you might want to look for that for Small Miracles on there if you are interested. But this has to do with Angel, who's kind of she's the, like, kind of the angel of petty temptations, because she has some stuff in her past. Her name is Gadriel. At this point, she is coming across as female, and she is trying to tempt this other woman, as a kind of to pay back another angel that she owes money to or owes something to. So I've only read about 11% of this. So far it's just been fun because it's funny because the angel's trying to tempt the woman to do stuff because she has so many points in the opposite direction of being a good person that she needs to live a little. So she has to be tempted with these little petty temptations. And it's really cute because you can see the fight of that. And again, I've only read 11%. So this will be my ebook hopefully through this week, and then I'll make a decision if I want to pay money for the pretty hardback that I saw on Kickstarter, or I might just buy a paperback edition if I like it. So we'll see. But so far I really it's been cute anyway. So I'm glad I picked that up, and again I picked it up because I saw those things. And then I've again, I just started this morning on audio, Beyond Jealousy by Kit Rocha. So again, also narrated by Lucy Malone. So I didn't get very far. I'm only a couple chapters in. So this is following, this is, throuple or whatever. There's 3 of them, and they are all twisted up from stuff that's happened in the other books or in their past, and then this is their getting together and stuff. And again, this is a good book as well. This is one that we were all waiting for when the books were being published. This is the book we were all waiting to to happen because we knew it was coming. So book 4, again, this is the last of the novels that I have read before. So again, this is a reread. So I'm hoping I'll get this done earlier this week. And then, as I said, I'm hoping to get it done before I have the tube put in my ear, because I don't know if I'm going to want to listen to audiobooks right after that. I keep thinking it was kind of sore after that, but we'll see. Anyway, but I want to get this done. So as I said, I'm really, again, it's a series that I read when it first came out, and then they went on hiatus a little bit after that book, I think, and then I just never caught up or went back. So again, there's 9 novels total and a lot of little things in between. So I'm working on it. So I'm on book 4. And then from my library, I got In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. So I started this on, I think, Thursday, and I read 40 pages, but I haven't picked it up since. And I think it's really just my brain kind of shut off and went to rereading. And as I said, I listened to a lot of stuff, the English Bride in Scotland, and then the Beyond series. So I will get back to this because this is a library book, and it is, a new release, because this is following Victor, and he's a young man who has been brought up by robots, and they live in this little forest area, and it's very well described, and the pictures pretty clear of what's there. And then something's going to happen, which I haven't got to yet, and then everybody will be I'm probably working on that issue. But anyway, I hope to get back to this week, but we'll see. As I said, my brain is right now, I have this for another 2 weeks, so I'm not too concerned. It'll be this week or next week. I will try to pick it up. I have quite a few library books out, a lot of small things that I'd like to get to too, but I just don't think this week is going to be the library week. But we'll see what happens. It matters, maybe I'll get tired of reading the Beyond series, and then I will switch back over to this. And the other book that I want to get to maybe by the end of the week, if I pick up In the Lives of Puppets, I might not get to it. But if I don't feel like that, but I want to pick up the next Dante Valentine book, I will. Saint City Sinners is book 4 in the Dante Valentine series. So I might read this urban fantasy instead, so to continue on with this series. But that is it. And I also have the next audiobook for the Highland Brides series as well. So I have a lot of options, plus all those library books. So that is it. That's, as I said, my reading has kind of taken that turn, which always seems to happen around spring. I don't know what it is about spring, and I just I go into full mood reading and rereading. I have that whole pile of books that I put aside for May, and I haven't touched that stack at all. And I'm usually by the 7th, I've picked up at least one of them. But no, I have not picked up one of those books. But we'll see. So those books all might be moved to June. We'll see what happens. So that's it. I think that's kind of it. That's all I got. What are you guys reading? What are you guys, anything going on that you want to talk to me about? I should have my book haul part 2 of the other books that I bought for April up this week. I think that's all I have for this week. I'm hoping next weekend to get together my, another try a chapter one, but we'll see if I get to that. The way things are going, my reading is all over the place. I don't know if I'm going to feel like that this week. We'll see what happens. So I hope everybody has a good week. Cooper is here, like normal. And I will see you guys later. Bye.